Hello, Indiegogo. Matt Jenkins here, mythmaker and storyteller. I promised you another update, so this is it. A little bit on the myths behind Allendria, including the creation of and the ancient races. So, there's one more coming after this, a minute-and-a-half teaser about the novel itself, and follow facebook.com/Allendria the Manaborn or Gyro on Twitter to get more of the story. He can be reached at the Manaborn, and stay tuned, it's going to be good. Alright, here goes. Come with me to a land far away, a land of fire and myth, where reptiles can talk and fishmen once roamed the land. A world that grew much like this one and forgot its magic as it grew up. The Allendria of today is a world of dying magic, a place where mana is as common as technology, and where humans have forgotten the names of things. It was not always this way. This is a story about the time before our time. A story about the time even before the time of the ancient races. It is a story about the beginning and about God, whose name, even before Allendria began, was Once upon a time, before time was old, before humans and before ancients and before trees and rocks and oceans, there was one. His name was Jaeda, and he was the creator. He might have been a she, or an it, or a bearded dragonfly. But the way this story is told by his followers these days, Jaeda's a he. No one knows for sure, and in some places he's called Jada, or even Jaeda. But one thing that seems for sure is that he was alone. Being a creator, he did not like to be alone, and so pretty soon heaven was full with his children, the Jaedini. The Jaedini were beautiful musicians, a choir of angels whose voices had the power of their father, the power to create. Their music was called manna, and it fell from heaven like a sun shower of rainbows. And so heaven was full of Jaeda and the Jaedini, and the clouds were alive with music. But creation in heaven is not the same as creation on earth. And so Jaeda created again. This time he created the modes, a group of 4 very special beings who are part God, part animal, part sun and part song, and exist between this world and that one. They were meant to work together, and for a time they did. This is how they did it. There was Joel, the gatherer. He was the mode of earth, and his job was to gather together the silent stuff of creation, the rocks and the trees and seas. Next was his sister, Anel, the grower. She was the mode of water, and where she walked, flowers grew in her footsteps, and it is said that one touch from her can heal any sickness. After Enel was Bruknara, the wise one, who is known as the sorter or placer. She was the mode of air, and it fell to her to put everything in its proper spot, so that things fell down, and birds flew up, and the shores stayed where they should. Finally, her brother was Durain, the mode of fire, the refiner. And it was he that put the final fiery touches on creation, burnt away any extra bits, and animated all creation with the spark of life. Together the modes worked, Huel gathering, Enel growing, Bruknara placing, and Durain refining, in a continuous cycle of creation. They worked with the Jaedini too, and as the angels sung, the modes took the music and wove it into being. Maybe a better way to think of it is as a dance. When the Jaedini sung, the modes danced, and Allendria was born.